John Stone, cause number 36721. Same right there for now. All right, so you're John Stone?
Yes.
And Mr. Stone was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the lesser included offense of an aggravated sexual assault of a child, a first-degree felony. The agreement was for a cap of 5 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. I've received a copy of the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report? Do you have witnesses, Mr. Rennick? You have witness. So if you'll call your first witness, and Mr. Stone, if you'll just kind of step around a little closer to where Mr. Rennick is, please.
Do you want her to stand?
She can either stand on this side or sit wherever. Good morning, ma'am. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You may proceed.
Ms. Mayhorn, would you please introduce yourself to the board?
Jada Mayhorn, I'm everyone's mother.
I'll mess up, you just let me know. From childhood far into adulthood, John and Sybil Stone were my world. More than grandparents, they were more like a second set of parents. They are the parents to my deceased mother, Kelly Stone Rubio. As far back as I can remember, Papa Johnny was loving, caring, and kind as one would wish for a grandfather. For more than half my childhood was spent in his home and in the care of both him and his wife. When my mother lost her fight with cancer when I was only 14 years old, it was a devastating loss to our family. After the loss of my mother, I came to live permanently with John and Sybil Stone. They fed me, clothed me, and did almost everything for me. A relationship built on love and trust was forged, a relationship I would never have imagined that could be broken. As I became an adult and had children of my own, they also grew to love and trust Johnny and Sybil Stone just as I had. We all spent plenty of time together as a family, and my children enjoyed going to their home just as I did as a child. It was easy to see that the relationship I had with my grandparents was being pursued onto my own children. Johnny and Sybil Stone were filling that hole in my heart in the place of where my mom should have been, keeping the promise my mother asked of them while on her deathbed. All seemed healthy and loving, so I thought. On October 23rd, 2020, my world of happiness, trust, and love was shattered into pieces. In a matter of seconds, as I witnessed with my own eyes, all of that trust and love had been taken away not only from myself, but my innocent 6-year-old child. Everyone present today knows of the horrific crime John Wayne Stone has committed and admitted to by pleading guilty to sexually assaulting a child. I will skip the details as they are triggering to me, so triggering in fact that the pain is unbearable. To watch a man I loved and trusted take all that away from me, or from not only me, but from my innocent child and children, is a pain that cannot be amounted with words. To witness a man I trusted with all of my heart and soul betrayed in such a perverse manner is frightening, heartbreaking, and disgusting. This nightmare has become a daily task to overcome. The amount of pain and stress this put on my daughter and my family is immeasurable. This man took advantage of my daughter with no remorse. This man took advantage of the trust and loving relationship he built with me, with my at the time 6-year-old innocent child. He abused her physically and emotionally damaged her. A man I grew up with, believing him to be next to God, showed himself to be pure evil. I ask everyone here today to put yourself in my shoes. I ask everyone to think about their father figure committing such a heinous crime, not against you, but your innocent child, a child of God. Put yourself in my daughter's shoes. Imagine yourself as a 6-year-old innocent child, believing your grandfather, the man you trusted, could hurt you. Imagine how scared and defenseless you would have felt. This was not a one-time incident. This was years of being physically and emotionally abused by a man who was supposed to be a protector and a leader of God. As it says in the Bible verse, Matthew 18:6, and whoever welcomes a little child like this in my name welcomes me. But if anyone causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him to have a large millstone hung around his neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea. I assure all of you that this is a feeling you never want to come to know. Your Honor, I come to you today for justice and closure. I'm asking you to end this constant burden of the situation. I come to you to ask you to help end this nightmare for my daughter, her endless nights of her real life nightmare, her broken heart, her pain, just as she deserves. He is guilty of sexually abusing my 6-year little girl, his great granddaughter. I ask you to give John Stone the most severe punishment you can give. I beg of you to punish him with all of your authority for the trust that was broken and the pain he caused my little girl. Probation would be a slap on the wrist for him. I ask of you to consider prison time for his ungodly behavior and crime. No punishment can take back the pain, sleepless nights, hours in therapy, the mental abuse my daughter and family have and still do suffer from. I ask you today to help save and prevent this from happening to another innocent child.
That's correct.
Okay.
Thank you. You can have a seat. Any other witnesses?
No.
All right, Mr. Rennick, you may proceed with argument.
Your Honor, there are no words I'm going to say. They're going to be truthful about what has occurred as far as what Mr. Stone has pled to. The one thing, though, I do want to bring to the court's attention is within the PSI itself, his version of was, I'm responsible for what happened. And this is his fault, and he admits that. This is a gentleman who has no criminal history whatsoever. He has a great deal of family support with him here today. And even within the probation department's own review of this, they put him at a very low risk level. Did not believe this was something that necessarily he had a propensity to commit criminal activity again in the future. And on top of that, Judge, before this even occurred, when we look at this gentleman's history, he's worked for the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department. He's worked in the jail. He has worked in security. He has worked at one of the plants here. And his reputation before this happened was exemplary. The numerous letters of support that we supplied all say the same thing. That this is a gentleman who throughout his life very effective member of this community that people had relied on, even to the degree where that very emotional letter that the prosecutor just read is an acknowledgement that he was a place of love and support for this person. What has happened, Your Honor, I believe, we're working with Mr. Stone this entire time, he's an anomaly. And he's never had this type of incident before. He's never been charged with a crime before. And every reflection from the community to the probation department shows that he is a very low risk level to be placed in probation. In addition to that, Judge, one of the issues that we have had to deal with throughout this case is his failing health. When this initially occurred, we had to file an emergency writ because he had to have a heart procedure. He's had a few heart procedures while this case has been pending. He even acknowledges that his health and his heart condition is very serious. So there's nothing that's going to happen that's going to change what occurred, but with this man's advanced age, with the fact that he has never had any type of criminal history in the past, the fact that he has been an effective member of this community, for this gentleman to go to prison could very much be a death sentence. And that is the concern. We also feel that he is warranted to be considered for probation and be placed in probation. He understands the fact that he's placed in probation. He will not be allowed to be around children. We discussed this in some detail. He's willing to comply with any condition the court is willing to place in this situation.
Thank you, Mr. Rennick. So if you file something on a Friday afternoon, it's probably in your best interest to also email the clerks or fax me. So because we get here Monday morning and don't have time to check all of that. Have you had an opportunity to review all of those things?
I have. Some of my comments are related to those things.
Then everybody needs to give me a minute. Mr. Rennick, I have now reviewed the letters that were provided by Mr. Rennick. Ms. Lesniak, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. the letters of support, in my opinion, are asking for Mr. Stone to get a pass for what he did. That's what they're asking. They're saying that despite, and most of them don't even acknowledge that he is in fact guilty of molesting his great granddaughter. So I'm not sure if he just didn't share that information with these folks that have provided these letters, but they seem to be focused on how bad this situation is for Mr. Stone, not how bad this situation is for who's going to have to live the rest of her life, really kind of questioning whether or not she can ever trust a family member of hers to be safe around her, to be safe around any kids that she might have, because Mr. Stone took that away from her. I get that prison is not comfortable. I mean, it's not for anybody. It's not for anybody who's elderly. It's not for anybody who is got health conditions. But it is what Mr. Stone faces because of his own actions here. His actions that, according to the victim, were perpetrated over a period of time lasting probably as long as 2 years. It's not a single one time. I mean, I understand that is what he was caught doing, was a one-time instance by the victim's mom. But I have no reason to disbelieve the victim when she said that this has been going on for forever. In her mind, 1 year, 2 years is forever. It's not the reason that he gets this sweetheart deal, because I think really he deserves much longer than 5 years in prison. The only reason is to spare her from coming in here to having to testify against him. And the only reason he's agreeing to it now, I think, is because we got some DNA back that showed he was guilty. He's known this entire time, this entire 2 years that this case has been pending, that he's done it and he's been guilty. But only when the DNA came back confirming what mom saw and victim's been experiencing does he say, you know what, I want to take full responsibility now. Now, when it looks like I am going to be found guilty of that. I think the 5-year prison sentence is appropriate in this case. I think probation, I agree with Ms. Mahon, probation would be a slap on the wrist for him, because he's going to live his life around these people that continue to love him despite what he's done. And I have no faith that they're going to say, we're not going to put our kids around him. He shouldn't get a pass for what he did, not for being a pillar of the community, not for being a law enforcement officer, not for being a family man, because all those things allowed him to be able to do what he did to the victim in this case. But it shouldn't be a crutch for him now. We are respectfully asking for the 5 years in prison.
Anything else? So, Mr. Stone, and I mean, I already had in my mind an idea of what I was going to do after reading the allegations, after reading the pre-sentence report. And I'm going to honestly tell you that the letters that I received reinforced what I thought I was going to do instead of making me feel better about it. I mean, about doing something different. And it is unfortunate, in my opinion, that you have, I don't want to say it's unfortunate that you have support. I mean, that's great that your family is supporting you. It is unfortunate that doesn't have people supporting her. That is I'm a little bit just dumbfounded and I'm speechless, which I'm not usually, that she's sitting over there by herself for her daughter or with one person. And all of these people are here. You pled guilty. You sexually abused this child. They all have children that every one of these letters Not a threat. He's not a threat. He's not a threat. You are a threat. You're clearly a threat. You did it. You acknowledged that you did it. I don't understand this at all. It's just beyond me. At this time, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty and find you guilty of the lesser included offense of aggravated assault of a child. Your attorney and Ms. Lesniak, you are a lucky man right now, in my opinion. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 5 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You do receive credit on that sentence for any time that you were in custody on this case that the law gives you the right to receive. This was an agreement. You have waived your right to appeal. I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows that you've waived your right to appeal. I'm also handing you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. Firearm is a legal term. You should read the written admonishment I provide you to see what devices qualify as a firearm. If you have questions about that, you can talk to your attorneys. It is also my understanding the offender registration form was already filled out, I believe. There was a notation of that. You understand that you do have to register as a sex offender. You can go back with the bailiff.
Actually,
Is there a
Ms.
victim
Mayhew-
impact statement?
Ms. Mayhew has-
If you'll just slide back around to Mr. Rennick, ma'am, you can come up. You can stand wherever you're comfortable. This is off the record. Go ahead, ma'am.
John Stone, I would like to say to you that you are the worst kind of human. A sorry excuse for a man. What you did is unforgivable. No man of God does what you did. You are not a man. You're a demon and a parasite. No matter what your punishment was today that you received, when you breathe your last breath on earth, your real sentencing will begin. I pray God shows you no mercy. While you are still here on this earth, hope every day you suffer. I hope you drown in your thoughts. I hope it keeps you up at night thinking about how your deceased daughter would have felt and what she would have done had she been here on this earth to witness what you have done and did to her daughter and her grandchild, whom she did not have the pleasure of meeting. To you and your family who stood behind you and called my 6-year-old daughter a liar, and for all the hateful words, for all that you all said about her and I, DNA does not lie. As for you, John Stone, I hope your soul burns in hell. I wish nothing but the worst in life for you and your family. And I wanted me to tell you, Papa, you broke my heart. You broke my trust. I loved you and I trusted you. You scared me and hurt me.
You can go with the bailiff.
Judge West, I am writing this letter to speak on behalf of John Stone. He's been my father-in-law for 28 years. He's always been kind and generous to everyone in life, especially his family. Both my wife, Nancy, and I work in the medical field and spent many, many years when our kids were young working night shift at the hospital. Our children, 2 sons, and our daughter stayed with John and Sybil while we worked. They treated them with love and support. We never had to worry about if they were safe there. Our kids, and now our grandkids, adore their grandpa and are very close to him. He is well respected and loved in his community. He is elderly and has many medical issues that need to be addressed by his physicians. I ask that you allow him to spend the rest of the time he has left at home with his wife and family who love him. Thank you. Mitch Lambert. The great-grandmother of the victim. Honorable Judge West, my name is Sybil Stone and I have been married to John for 58 years. Together we have raised our 3 daughters. We only have 2 daughters still alive because we lost our youngest to ovarian cancer when she was 32 years old. This was a tough time for all of us and we miss her every day. The last 2.5 years has been very hard on us as well, and this breaks my heart. My husband, Johnny, is the rock and the foundation of our family. I don't know what I would do without him here with me. We've had hard times, both emotionally and financially, but have always seen each other through those times. Over the years, we have not only raised our beautiful daughters, but also always had many of their friends and cousins stay at our home. In our later years, we also took care of many grandkids and great-grandchildren. I have never seen my husband treat them in any harmful way, just with love and caring. Both my husband and I have dealt with many medical problems over the last few years. We have always been here for each other and taken care of the other through those times. It saddens me to have to write a letter like this one to speak on his character. He's always been a man of good faith and character, and his family and community love him. He served his community as a police officer for years and is well respected by them. I please ask you to allow my husband to remain at home with me so that we can spend our last years together. He is a kind and gentle man and is not a threat to anyone. Sincerely, Sybil Stone. There are so many more letters, but I can't read anymore. I'll link them in the description. And I know there is nothing to like about this video, but please like it anyway. This kind of crime isn't YouTube friendly, but monsters like John Wayne Stone deserve to be named and shamed as much as the next bad guy. So like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. It all helps. I'll see you in the comments. Until next time.